Hey there, it's Amelia. In this video, we'll review how to create a simple spreadsheet in Microsoft Excel, how to enter different types of data, and how to edit data. Let's get started. First, I just want to review some general notes about the contents of cells. The default width of a cell is 9 characters. So right now, I'm positioned in A1 in a blank worksheet, and to start a blank worksheet you would click File, New, and select Blank Worksheet. So let me go ahead and type in 9 characters, and you'll see that they will just about fit in the cell. Now if I type more than 9 characters, I just typed in any old alphabetic text here, it will overlap into the next cell, providing that the next cell is blank. Now you can enter in various types of data, alphabetic text. You can also enter in a combination alphabetic and numeric text, and good old numeric text. Now notice that the alphabetic and the alphanumeric text will be left justified, and numeric text is automatically right justified. Now you can change that the same way you can change justification in Microsoft Word, but if you don't change a thing, that's how it will justify. Now I also want to explain to you how, when you enter information, how to accept it in the cell and how to reject it in the cell. So once you type in information, you have several things you can do to accept the information. You could either press the Enter key, or notice that there's up in here, there's a check mark. That's also an option. You can click the check mark, and let me just go ahead and type another word here. The other thing you could do is you can move over to another cell by hitting either the arrow key or clicking with your mouse. That's another way that you could accept data in the cell. Now while you're typing information, if you decide you don't want that information in the cell, you can merely hit the escape key. And finally, want to mention to you how to edit data in a cell after it's accepted. So let's say we want to change some information in one of these cells. What we would do is either double click in the cell, or while pointing to the cell, you can press F2. Now if you press F2 in a cell, the cursor is going to be positioned at the end of the information. If I double click on a cell, depending on where I have the cursor positioned, the mouse pointer actually, that's where the cursor will end up in the position in the cell. Now once I double click in the cell or press F2, I can edit with the usual ways that you would edit in most applications. You can hit the delete key. You could also hit the backspace key, and if you are at the beginning or end of the cell, you can use the same keys that you're used to, say in Microsoft Word. For instance, if I hit the home key, it will go to the beginning. If I hit the end key, it will go to the end. And again, once you edit the information, you can use the one of the same steps I mentioned a minute ago to accept the information. You can press the Enter key, or you can click this green check mark, and that will accept the new information in the cell. And finally, I want to mention that if you click on a cell and the information is going to be totally different, and you don't really need to edit it, you just need to replace it with some new information, then what you could do is you can just type the information in and press Enter, and it will replace what's already there. So at this time, I just want to start with a clean slate and enter in a simple spreadsheet. So let me go ahead and start a brand new sheet here. I'm just going to click File, New, and select Blank Worksheet. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to enter in a few product IDs, and I have a pretend pharmacy called Galloway Pharmacy, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit my caps lock here and type in my title. And I purposely put a misspelling in there just to show you how I would edit. Now if you want to edit, you would be tempted to maybe double click right where the misspelling is, right? But actually the information is not in column C, or actually it's not in C1, it's actually in A1. So if I click in A1, you're going to see up here in the formula bar the contents of the cell. Like I mentioned earlier, if you type more than 9 characters, or what could fit into the current column width, it will overlap into the other cells, providing the other cells are empty. So the other thing you could do is you can double click here in the formula bar, and you can backspace it out that way. Or let me undo that. If you click inside your worksheet, though, you'd want to double click in A1 because that's where the actual data is, and then you'll be able to reposition your cursor and hit the backspace key. Now I'm going to go ahead and click in the row beneath by just clicking there. I could have also hit my down arrow, and I just want to put a subtitle in here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, or I can hit the down arrow, which if you're going to enter more information below, then it's worth it to hit the down arrow and save yourself a step. I'm just going to put in a few more column headings, and I'm purposely skipping column C, and I'll tell you why in a moment. And I'll just put in just a couple more column headings. Okay, and now I'm going to enter in pretend product ID here and a description here, and I purposely left column C blank just to show you how information would overflow into the next column. So I'll go ahead and enter in a couple more pieces of information, and I will fast forward now and enter the rest of the information for you. Okay, well, I fast forwarded, and now I have all the information entered, and I want to make a few changes. I want to change vitamin C to vitamin B here, so I double clicked in B5, and now I'm just going to change that and press enter. And I just want to change the price in this cell, so I'm going to double click here and use my arrow key and my backspace key and put in the new price. And for this quantity, I'm just going to go ahead and replace it with 2, so I don't really need to edit. I can just click on the cell, type 2, and press enter. And I have one more change. I need to change the correct spelling here and put an S here. And I made my quick changes. So that's a quick way to enter data in a simple spreadsheet. So if you're interested in learning how to format and create calculations in your worksheet, I'll have several other videos covering that. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.